Hi there, everybody. Welcome back to the Aroundtable. I'm your host, Steven, and I'm here with
Gio.
back in the theaters. Now we just went to go see The Accountant 2, or the way it was written, it looks Accountant Squared, but I'm calling it Accountant 2. It stars Ben Affleck, John Berthal, Daniela Pinata, and J.K. Simmons. The film was directed by Gavin O'Connor. It is the highly anticipated sequel that took 8 years to make, but it's finally here. You want to go first? I go first?
You always go first.
All right, okay. I always go first. I thought it was an interesting movie. I enjoyed it quite a bit. The plot line where J.K. Simmons is looking for one of these kids that have kind of the same abilities of like Affleck does. They can have like a not a superpower, but they're more in tune. Like Ben Affleck's mind is very sharp in those certain things. They have not superpowers. I'm saying it wrong. You know what I mean?
They're
certain cognitive abilities. So they're looking for someone who has trauma to the head that kind of erases their memory and makes them like a savant in some sort of a field, like either combat, accounting, or whatever the case may be. So J.K. Simmons is looking for apparently a kid like this. Something happens, he dies, writes on his arm, find the accountant, and they're on the way having a mission. Of course, he needs help and calls on his brother, played by John Berthal, and chaos ensues, action happens. I thought this was a solid sequel. I didn't like it as much as the first, but what saves this movie, because the plot line is a little convoluted, I thought that the brotherly love or
friction,
the relationship comes into play here, and I thought that's what kind of is the saving grace. And of course the ending has a lot of violence, which I liked, but overall I think it's a solid second film. I'm not going to say it surpasses the first one for me.
Okay, so Rotten Tomato give it 78. People 94. You?
What did it say? Sorry, Rotten Tomatoes give what?
78 for the Rotten Tomato and 94 audience.
I'm gonna say 80, mid 80s for me.
Okay, me too. I give it an 80s. I mean, let's put it this way: The Accountant 2 is almost like an Accountant 1 in a sense that it's not Hollywood style. You know, so in other words, you see guys and you see pretty women. Oh, didn't make coochie la la la. No, it's away from that. The chemistry of Ben Affleck and John Berthal, amazing, because if you look at their relationship, their character and everything, they're complete opposites in every way. One is very emotional, outbursting mentally, emotional and everything. He keeps a lot of things inside of him. He goes crazy, especially when they're part of the hotel when he's in Germany. And the other one is very cool and collective, too cool and collective, but love when he does the country dancing. And that part, it's what I like about sometimes. Sometimes you don't have to show a lot of crazy action or fightings or whatever to appreciate it. Because in the bar fight, there's something that happens at the end. It's to do with windows. You know what happened, and you're laughing your head off, and it's amazing. And Ben Affleck, he portrays this character so well that when he gets excited, he has a sincere smile. That it's first time he ever smiled for real. Like he does it well, the posture and the visual face and everything. Now, The Accountant number 1 was one thing, because at the end there's a surprise that you find out who's that robotic voice and everything. And this one is the same thing for myself. I still give it the high 80s in a sense, because in the ending, okay, I expect, okay, this is gonna happen, and I don't want to ruin it for you, okay? And it has to do with the woman hitman, okay? She shouldn't be there, she shouldn't do that and that, and I was wrong. And they did a big, humongous twist and a turn with a ripped piece of paper. I'm gonna say paper because I don't want to say one more than that. And you're like, I like their ending. It was so un-Hollywood. I loved it. And same thing with Ben Affleck and Joan. At the end, the chemistry they have together, they make you laugh. How one is so spontaneous, the other one is so accurate as a robot. When he gives him a compliment, she told you to say that, huh? It's you listen to her dialogue, it's amazing. It's right on. The only thing, as example, and then of course there's a woman who plays an FBI CIA agent. Her name is Cynthia Addai-Robinson. And she wants to play everything by the book. And Ben Affleck, he doesn't say it, but I want to stand up and say, you're dumb. Ben Affleck is right. Sometimes you have to break the law to get the answers. And she finds a hard way when she kept one of the drug dealers who was in the trunk, in a sense, that you find the hard way that the law sometimes it's worth nothing. You have to break a lot of eggs to make an omelet, you know? The certain parts that I find out too Hollywood was the desert fighting scene. Like they were outnumbered, outgunned, unpositioned, and I mean they should have made the odds a little bit less than what it was, kind of sense. But overall, the action is incredible. The fighting scene Ben Affleck has in the beginning, at the warehouse where they do the pizzas, the pizza and everything, incredible, simple to the point. Dang, I enjoy it. Do not compare the 1 to the 2. Because one thing it is, they're completely different. Two different kind of storyline kind of sense, okay? And the second one, it's kind of trying to show the Ben Affleck how he's changing slowly. But if they make a third one, for me, it has to be what happened between 1 and 2. Because the brother's always saying that he saved him and he saved him. That he got a bad rap because of Ben Affleck because he wanted him the job. I want to know what happened that moment. It was something to happen between the first and the second movie. I would like to see these two guys together and how was that mission that Ben Affleck, like even the boss, Joan, knows that he's a badass. And he goes, last time he almost destroyed everything. So that he knows you don't mess with the brother. So what happened, that would be number 3 for me. Is that between those two. So for me, I said I give high 80s, worth going to the theater. If you love one, you flip a coin, full price or no full price. If you liked it, then you have to go to the theater. A cheapo night at least. You, Steven?
I have to agree, cheapo night for sure. And he mentioned the part with the window. I'm going to agree. But there's a part where there's a speed dating part.
Oh, yeah.
That you got to pay close attention. That is hilarious.
But there's a reason for everything.
Yeah, but it's hilarious.
And that's what I like about this movie. Everything you see, it's like...
There's a reason for it.
You're like, why did you show this? And then, you get it. And there's always a reason for everything. And that's what I like about it. What I loved about it, they didn't take too much time on Ben Affleck, how he is, and the brother. But what they do show with the brother in the Germany, with the one that was underwear and everything, what they do show was enough to know what's happening.
Yeah. That
you appreciate, that you see that later on, why he's like this, why he's like that. And so there's one thing that with pets, that Ben Affleck is right about his brother. And I finished it there. So there's a lot of things we cannot say because we ruined the whole movie.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the movie amazing, is because all those little pointers what makes me appreciate this movie a lot. And that's it. So
we recommend it.
Big time.
All right, so go see it. Countdown 2, starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal. I think that's the relationship between two that saves. That's really fantastic.
Amazing.
All right, so we'll be seeing you soon, guys. Take care.